Hi, my name is Chris Lauer, and I'll be talking about the optimal baseball bat for the professional baseball player. For a century now, baseball players have used bats that vary in weights from 27 ounces to 54 ounces. Now, this choice in bat size is all based on the feel and the confidence each player has with their own respective weights and abilities. But in modern day, with technology increasing the ability of pitchers to throw harder and better off-speed pitches, hitters are no longer capable of swinging the heaviest bat they can pick up and still succeed at a high level. So the scenario we have is a professional hitter of a certain weight, assuming a peak condition of athleticism, wants to swing the most optimal bat weight. Now, just showing a before and after, in the past we've had Babe Ruth, who swings an average of 54 ounces bat, and Barry Bonds with the 32-ounce bat. So you see times have changed. So looking at previous studies, a common equation used to study the contact of a bat and ball is the momentum equation. All of us are familiar with that. Now, with 6 different variables, the mass of both the bat and the ball, exit speeds of the bat and the ball, the pitched ball speed, and the incoming bat speed are all taken into consideration. Another previous study involves the coefficient of restitution. Now, this takes into consideration that there is initial energy lost due to heat and friction during the impact. Therefore, the elastic properties of the ball and bat are described in this equation, which is the relative speed after the collision over the relative speed before the collision. Now, the one variable that we necessarily do not need to consider is the exit velocity of the bat. So, using these two equations, you create an algorithm for optimization, which results in a maximization of the exit ball speed, which is what we want. With 3 knowns, the coefficient of restitution being 0.55, the average velocity of a fastball being 90 miles per hour, the mass of the baseball being 5.125 ounces, and 2 unknown variables in the mass of the bat and the incoming bat velocity. So we have our model summary. Now, step 1 is to determine the various classes of variables. Now, the average weight bat used in the Professional Baseball League is 35 ounces, and the average weight of a professional baseball player is 225 ounces. So populating 3 classes in either direction, you come up with these 7 different classes. Now, step 2 is to use a previously experimentally proven equation which will calculate the velocity an average player can swing at a certain weighted bat. Now, since the average MLB player is 225 pounds, we will use this equation to populate the results into the respective column as shown here in this Excel spreadsheet. Step 3 is to use the SWR relation. Now, the SWR relation is the strength-weight ratio, which calculates a certain person's strength to weight. It's very simple. Now, an athlete in peak shape should have a SWR of 1.8. So strength is equal to 1.8 times the weight. Now, to find the different ratios from weight class to weight class, the following equation is used to show that the SWR of an athlete is not taken into account, and the weights are directly correlated to each other in terms of strength. So, step 3, using that correlation, you now further populate the table. So, step 4, you should create a vector in MATLAB representing the mass of the bat and the velocity of the bat, along with the known variables, and those velocities being the ones we just populated. Now, running a code through our optimization algorithm found earlier and shown here, we can now find the exit velocities in various classes for various bat weights. And step 6 is to reserve the results and choose the optimal bat length for each class. So now results. This is what the MATLAB outputted, and you can see that for each class of players, you have weights on the top row and the respective velocities in the bottom row. Now, one thing to note is that the distance or the mile per hour difference between the lightest and the heaviest is not that much within each class. So after diving into that information, the optimum bat weight for every single class is 32 ounces. So analyzing the results, if every player were to only take into consideration the efficiency of the bat weight to exit ball velocity, every player would swing a 32-ounce bat. So why doesn't everyone? Baseball has the most variables arguably of any sport, so players do not make decisions based off of just a single variable. As I said, if you observe the range exit miles per hour for each class, it is never more than 4 miles per hour. So continuing work. You have to start adding variables to the problems and weigh the importance of each variable. Now the problem is that each variable changes from person to person and it cannot be as generalized, as shown in examples of the height of the player, the average velocity of the pitcher that day, and the length to weight ratio of the bat. So, as I just said, each variable becomes more individualized, and so it's hard to optimize a general solution, but individual solutions would be more possible. Questions?